Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Gordon Frayne. We are back with another video. This time we're looking at Bitcoin's price action here on Inauguration Day in the United States, the most crypto-friendly administration ever to enter power in the USA. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button below, hit that subscribe button as well, and if you want to get notified, smash that bell notification icon, and don't forget to grab your completely free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin. It's linked below the video in the description. Grab it now while it's free, and let's get into the content. So what we're seeing with Bitcoin is a little bit of a front run here on the price action over the past few days as we approach the inauguration date on January 20th. And we're currently sitting above $104,000. We saw this bit of a flush back here a few days ago. Earlier last week on Monday, January 13th, we saw the price of Bitcoin pulling right back here to this $89,000 level. And likely that this was kind of the last flush out of those leveraged longs before we started moving back towards 100K in anticipation of what's going to happen here with the new administration. So lots of exciting price action over the past couple of weeks. We saw Bitcoin moving back up above 98, 99. We managed to break through this level of resistance from the end of December here around 99.5. We closed above it. We started moving higher. Then on the 17th of January, we managed to close above this next level of resistance at about 101.5. And we kept moving higher to, even getting as high as almost $106,000, currently sitting at 104. And we do need to wait and see what's going to actually happen in the immediate aftermath of the inauguration. Are we going to be getting a Bitcoin strategic reserve? Is there even going to be any mention of any kind of strategic reserve? That would be very positive sentiment for the entire industry and the market, but that may not happen. And even if there is an announcement of a Bitcoin strategic reserve, the reality of that coming into play might take months and months to unfold. We have seen the odds of that going up on different marketplaces like Kalshi over the past number of days. If we jump in here, similar on Polymarket, you can see, the odds of a Bitcoin strategic national reserve for the United States increasing from 40% up to as high as, 64, 65% here during the past few days this week as we approach the inauguration date. So price action is looking very interesting. Lots of other macro tailwinds on the horizon over the course of 2025. And again, if we look at what happened in the immediate aftermath of the election result, we had a Bitcoin price increase of 60% over a 42-day period. So in just under 6 weeks, we had Bitcoin moving up by 60+%. If we were to do a similar type of move again for Bitcoin, a 60% kind of increase in the immediate aftermath of the inauguration, you could be looking at prices getting up towards 160, 170,000 US dollars. Even if we just do half of that, maybe like a 30% increase over the next month or two, you'd be looking at Bitcoin rolling towards $135,000, $136,000 per token. So interesting to consider that move that was made in the immediate aftermath of the election result. And now that we see this administration entering power, are we going to see a similar move? Of course, we don't know. It could be the complete opposite. It could be a sell the news event. But I do think over the course of 2025 as a whole, we will continue to move higher. Another chart that we're continuously monitoring here on the channel is the cycle low multiple. Again, you can see what's happening here is a lot of people drawing the comparison to price action from this current cycle to the trajectory we went on during the 2017 cycle. So the 2017 cycle is outlined in the orange here on this particular cycle low multiple chart. The green trend line mapping the price action for Bitcoin from cycle low to cycle high in the 2021 cycle peak. And you can see the red line mapping our current trajectory. It would appear, at least, that we are mapping slightly closer to this orange trend line and the trajectory we went on with even more parabolic moves in 2017. So could that play out over the course of 2025? We don't know. If it did, it would mean Bitcoin prices going in excess of 200, possibly even 250,000. That does seem quite aggressive compared to where we're standing right now. But with the infinite bid coming in from the Bitcoin ETF, and if we were to get an announcement of a Bitcoin strategic reserve in the United States, I do think you would see other countries, other nation states, and game theory starting to kick in, where you would see the other superpowers, whether it's China, Russia, the United Kingdom, Germany, France, all these other nation states potentially following in quick pursuit to begin adding Bitcoin to their balance sheets and their strategic reserves. So something like that could push the price up in a parabolic fashion, more similar to what we saw during this 2017 cycle with the orange line. So interesting to see. Of course, we don't know exactly what's going to happen. We're going to be paying attention to this on the channel. Make sure you subscribe below. Drop me a comment, guys, if you think we're closer aligned to this 2017 cycle. And the other model I'm keeping an eye on here is the stock to flow model. Again, if you check out Plan B on Bitcoin, or you've seen his videos, you'll know about this, guys. But essentially, it's also looking slightly closer to the 2017 price action when we look at the stock to flow model as well. You can see stock to flow deviated away from the trend line for stock to flow during this same time period. You know, in 2017 Q1, we came out and to the right away from the trend line before making a much more parabolic move to the upside. Again, you can see in 2021, we didn't have that exactly the same. We were actually ahead of the trend in terms of the stock to flow model for price action, but it was a more muted type of cycle. When it came to the peak, we didn't really get far above that particular stock to flow trend line. And this cycle, you can see we've deviated out and to the right away from the actual trend line. And perhaps, again, speculation here, but if we were to follow, you know, this same type of price action, we would or could move much more aggressively to the upside over the course of 2025. Again, if you actually map the stock to flow model price and what it's saying we could get to, it's posting us towards a potential $400,000 price per Bitcoin by May of 2025. So again, could this be possible? Many people would say it's completely off the cards, but again, if that strategic reserve is announced, if game theory kicks in, and if other nation states start to run up their Bitcoin reserves, I could see how it could be possible. So these are the charts I'm keeping an eye on. Lots of key price action happening for Bitcoin over the past couple of weeks. Exciting stuff on the horizon here as we have the inauguration playing out today. And lots of people, lots of attention, lots of eyeballs watching Bitcoin and the price of the markets. Again, stocks, S&P 500 had a run up by a few basis points or a few percentage points here during the week as well, in the approach or the anticipation of the inauguration as well. It's not just Bitcoin acting in isolation here, but it will be very exciting to see what happens over the course of the next few days and as we continue to move through Q1. As always, guys, today's video is sponsored by Femex, the most efficient crypto trading and investment platform. I will leave a referral link to Femex down in the description below. Check it out if you want. Bitcoin is, of course, available for margin trading and standard spot purchases over on Femex. Check it out if you want. I'll be keeping an eye on this chart very, very closely. Drop me a comment below. What price do you think we're going to for Bitcoin by the end of 2025? I want to hear it in the comments, guys. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button below. Hit that subscribe button as well. And if you want to get notified, smash that bell notification icon. And finally, once again, don't forget to grab your completely free copy, The Rise of Bitcoin. It's linked down below the video in the description. Grab it now, and we'll catch you in the next one.